Hello, everyone. I'm Rob Smith of Smith in the Black with a Strat Time report coming into a holiday weekend here in the United States. So, 3-day weekend, and you got a lot of skeleton crews out here. You got a lot of low volatility, so you want to be real careful on that. So, if you go to the SPY, you're going to see this tight range we've had all week. Still green on the week, right? But very tight range to start off the month, and so you want to be real careful in here. And so you can see the SPY doing nothing. And on the 60, you can see these 3 hours stuck in these 2 hours doing nothing. If you go to QQQ, and Q's went inside on the 60 and poked up a little bit, but still within this mother bar. Still couldn't get out of here. And so, we're always watching that new 60. Still green on the week, and just stuck in these tight ranges in here. So I want to be careful there. Coming into the weekend, uh, if we're going to get anything out of this market, it might be closer to the close. Maybe a little position squaring coming into the longer weekend, if anything, because right now we got to go way down the food chain to find much that's going on. So if you go to the Dow Jones Diamonds, Doji, still stuck in here doing nothing. And so you had that inside week that poked up a little bit, but closer to RevStrat. Inside, poke up, then come down. Small capper's been your lead, and right now you can see these things just stuck in here, man. It's horrible. So, as I've been saying in my nightly videos, I'm like, we're pretty much waiting on story stocks during the day, get earnings and all that kind of stuff here. Small cappers backing off to end the week, and you can see, look at this. Back to Doji land. It's just doing nothing. It's still trying to work that inside month over here. So if we go looking around, what we did have this morning, we had some gold. Some gold popping up here. Remember this tight range in here, but we've been watching this monthly here. The inside month, the hammer, over 171.40, right? Not quite there yet. We took it out briefly, and now inside on the 60. So if we can take that out, that'll get my attention. And going down the ropes here, you go silver, AGQ, still handling an inside month, but coming up with the gold and also inside there. But if you go to stocks, GDX, and GDX finally takes the week out, but it's a gap and then sit, and we'll see if there's anything more sets up. How about a 30? And right now inside on the 30. So if we could go take this out to the upside, that would get my attention over 33.34 in the next half an hour. Gold. If we go to Coop, and Coop having a nice day and going toward the highs. And we've been talking about this since last month because the outside month took out both highs and lows. Pokes down. 3, 2, 2. Right? So we're looking for these two to become an outside bar of that outside bar. Again, here's your broadening formation on the weekly. Keep it going. Coop. If we go to Service Now. And Service Now has been driving higher. It's exhaustion risk because you're going into the highs ever since this here, the 2-2 reversal month. So people are like, can you swing trade with the strat? I'm like, oh yeah, right here. That was at 508.22, trading 676. Right, no lower low on the month. That's good. You can see here, inside bar, pokes down, RevStrat week. Boom. Off she goes. So exhaustion risk by going in the highs, and we'll see it's a little grindy. And usually W Day will trade with that. And W Day had a gap up and is holding it now, going back to the highs. You can see get that corrective activity. This slightly took out the highs, slightly took out the lows, and there's your 2-2 reversal. These two became an outside bar of that. You see? So W Day's got a little bit more room to go to new highs. Right now trying to back off on the 30, and we'll see if that sets up again coming into the afternoon. If we go to CNI. CNI coming up here, and here's that once again on that monthly, what you look for, the inside bar, the poke down, boom, RevStrat month, boom, and off she goes. And you can see all this really driving higher, and you have that inside day right here. There's your up, sideways, measured moving into the highs, like a lot of things just trying to grind higher here at this point. If we go to little guy KPLT, remember, new 30s and 60s are like a new day to us. See, this thing's been a lot higher in the past, right? Backs off. Still would be an inside month, but now fighting to come back up. And so we'll see if we go to the 60. A little tricky there, outside 60, but now you got new 60, new hourly, right? Every time at the bottom of the hour, I want to see if those buyers are still there right now, backing off just a tad. If we go to Kirk, And Kirk, inside week to the upside, right? We always want to know if something works, what will that trigger, right? So you can see this gapper here, kicker, right? Bright red, then gap green, right? Rejecting this selling. And if this inside week triggers, it's been a lot higher, that's a good thing, so you can stop some people out. And if that works, I'll trigger this, the 2-2 reversal month. 2 down by taking out the lows, boom, right here over 2105, trading 2347, and you got plenty of month left to go after that. If you go to Docu, and Docu, here, this is nice because it didn't really gap, right? So you can see this here. Once again, the inside day, poke down, stop them out, boom, rev strat right here as soon as it took this out this morning. Over 297.22, trading 311.62. Not bad, going after those all-time highs, right? Now, potentially does it on the 60, but you can see it's backing off a little bit here. You can see that inside pokes down. So in the next hour, if you can break 312.36, that would get my attention. If we go to DOCN, and here's that hammer counter shooter week. Just exhaustion risk by going into the high, so we'll see if that sets up again, just having a nice long green day. So here you can see the 2 up, 2 down, just pokes up. If we can re-break this, 71.48 again in the next half an hour would get my attention. If we go to NTNX, and NTNX rev strat month, inside, pokes down, boom, rev strat month 122, and triggered by the inside week. See if the inside week works, it's going to trigger that, which it did. Unfortunately, part of it was a gap, a good portion of it was a gap, and so we'll see if we can get out of this 60 here. Inside 60 above 43.27 here in the next hour. If we go to Bill, and Bill, see that big runner, then comes in and then back into the highs. So right now, inside on the 60, if you can get above here, 296.82, you're there right now for the next hour. That gets my attention to see if we can drive this thing back into the highs. If we go to MongoDB, and MongoDB, gap and go off the earnings, a little fast, so let's see if there's any good 15ers in there for you. Here it is, inside on the 15. Right there, and off she goes. So it's a little grindy up there, but MongoDB still trying to drive higher. If you go to 5VN, and trying to come back on that gap. Right now, a good chance you go inside week next week. We realize that. It's a good chance you go inside month, but you're green on the month now. Right, so when things occur matter. So it's a little tricky here. Here's your 2 down, 2 up reversal, but then backed off at the end of the day there. And then the buyers came storming back, and we'll see if any 60s in here. Inside 60 to the upside. We just missed that one. We'll see if that sets up again. If we go to NVIDIA, outside day to the upside, setting up the Momo hammer for the week, which means that anybody got short this, it's getting a little bit jammed right now, right? And if they stay short over the weekend, you could stick it to them next week when we take this thing out, right? Still driving into the highs, NVIDIA. If you go to Team, and the team inside on the 60, exhaustion risk by going into the highs, but once again, one of the things I like to do here is to point out things that you want to look for. Here, inside month, pokes down, boom, rev strat month 122, still good, and that broke at 239.26, still good at 386.40. We go to ZM. And ZM, bright red on the week on the gap down, but a new month, right? And here you can see this inside day. Takes it to the upside, trying to come into the gap. Then you can see this outside bar, 3, inside 1, 2. This is another thing we look for because they're willing to pay up above the previous high, sell down below the previous low, meet in the middle, real move. Right there. Now we got a new 60 to see what comes of that. I'm just looking around to see if there's anything else I can see out here. It's a little quiet. If we go to ZBH, and ZBH. Going to run out of time probably, but you can see this trying to be an outside week. All right? And even if it doesn't make it, you can compound that by hitting it next week. Because here you can see this tight range, tight range, tight range. Tried to take it up, rejected. Boom. Right? Then you get your outside bar. And then today, that's a 3-2 down. That rejection is still occurring. Right? As far as we know, and so you can see still coming down. We'll see if that sets up again for us. Get yourself a nice inside 30. And so you can see the inside 30. And here's one. Directional inside 30 down. Now this is inside 30 and pokes up a little bit but can't get going. So if we can take the low of this out at the end of the half an hour, that's rev strat to the downside. Inside, poke up, boom, ZBH. If we go to Capital One, and Capital One, we've been on this since the weekend vid because the inside week to the downside back through here, right? And if that works, potentially the inside month, the poke up, the rev strat month to the downside below 155.45, right? So you still got a little bit of room on that, but the good thing is if you got the weekly break, you're already in below this 168.98. Then you can add when it takes out that month, and that tells us to look at DFS. And DFS also, the weekend down here, also going after last month's lows. You got a little bit more distance on that, but I'd keep an eye on those too. Then there's always the Gap Village in the Village, IMPL. Boom, it did it. But so we probably missed that. But anything that's nice, long, and red is something I want to know about. And here you go. What is it going to look like before it fills the gap here? It's going to go inside on the 60. Boom, nice move here. Below 26.13 down to 22.70. And what are we looking at here? 12 minutes? Not bad. If we go to GWRE, and GWRE, you can see this on the gap, tries to run, then goes inside in the 60. 2-1-2 reversal, right? And the good thing about that is if you go to the 30, you had it here too. 2 up by taking out previous high, inside, boom, down she goes, and then you can add on that 60. Nice move here. That was below 127.73, trading 123.22, not bad. If we go to Sava, boom, inside on the 30, and down she goes, right? Slight gap up, and then boom. You can see this all the way back down. Go to the 60, and here you go. This is technically a 2 up because it took this out. So if you're just trading the gaps, right here, boom, 2-2 reversal here, below 54.83. There's another $4 for you, not bad. If we go to TGLS, and TGLS, 2-2 reversal day. So you see this range in here. It tries to spike up, and that's going to be the top of the broadening formation if this fails. Boom, 2-2 reversal here, right? Real nice, because if that works, now you're going to get your outside week, which you did. Now we'll see if that sets up again later. If we go to Phillips Van Peuken, and trying to maintain its gap, and now coming in a bit though. 2 up, boom. These two on the 2-2 reversal, 2 up, 2 down, become an outside bar of that now. Starting to think about this gap. We'll see if that sets up again for us. But like I said, it's a sleepy holiday market, skeleton cruise, and you might get better movement toward the close on some position squaring. But always want to teach what you want to look for, right? Whether we're too late or whatever on some of these, because price action is extremely repetitive, right? And so, so I hope everybody had a great week and has an even better weekend. And be sure to tune in tomorrow at www.sepiagroup.com. Strat Soldier is going to be doing a webinar for us, and you want to be tuning in for that. So go to www.sepiagroup.com for that. All right, that's going to do it for today. Have a great weekend. I'm Rob Smith, Smith of the Black with the Strat Time Report.